Every season of The Bachelor brings its fair share of drama, heartbreak, and jaw-dropping moments that keep fans glued to their screens week after week. But sometimes, a season comes along that completely rewrites the rules of reality TV, leaving even the most seasoned viewers stunned. Season 29 was exactly that, a roller coaster ride of emotions, but it delivered a twist so unexpected, so unprecedented, that no one, neither the contestants nor the audience, could have possibly seen it coming. At the center of it all was Grant Ellis, the charming and charismatic lead whose search for love captivated millions. From the very first night, he shared an undeniable spark with Beverly Ortega, a contestant who immediately stood out from the crowd. Beverly, a 30-year-old marketing executive from Howard Beach, New York, radiated authenticity and warmth. She was genuine, confident, and refreshingly down-to-earth, someone who seemed truly invested in finding a real connection, not just chasing the spotlight. Her instant chemistry with Grant was impossible to ignore, whether they were sharing laughs during a playful group date, or opening up about their families, in a quiet corner, their bond only grew stronger. Beverly quickly became a frontrunner with fans and fellow contestants alike sensing she was destined to go far. Viewers across the country rooted for her, and Grant made his feelings clear by inviting her on the coveted first one-on-one date in week 3, a gesture that sent shockwaves through the mansion. Their special date took place at Lisa Vanderpump's glamorous Vanderpump Dogs, a fairy tale setting filled with adorable rescue pups and sparkling chandeliers. It was the perfect backdrop for a romance that seemed destined to blossom. With every moment, it felt like viewers were witnessing the season's first true love story unfold. The anticipation was electric, and everyone believed Beverly and Grant were on the verge of something special. But just as Beverly's journey was about to reach new heights, the unthinkable happened. In a shocking turn of events, everything changed in an instant, leaving the mansion, the audience, and Grant himself reeling, and setting the stage for one of the most unforgettable moments in Bachelor history. On the morning of her big date, Beverly was gone. Vanished without warning, confusion swept the house, and Grant was left with only a vague explanation. Beverly was suddenly very sick and wouldn't return. No goodbyes, no final words, just silence. The show moved on, but fans were left reeling, flooding social media with wild theories. Was it a secret scandal, a change of heart? No one knew. Unlike past departures, there was no closure, just a cliffhanger that left Bachelor Nation desperate for answers. What really happened to Beverly Ortega? Weeks after her sudden disappearance from the show, Beverly finally decided to share her story on the Bachelor Happy Hour podcast, breaking her silence and addressing the swirling rumors that had left fans speculating about her fate. The truth was far more dramatic than anyone could have imagined, a medical emergency that changed everything. The night before her highly anticipated date, Beverly was struck by a sudden, severe case of acute appendicitis. What started as simple exhaustion quickly escalated into excruciating abdominal pain and relentless vomiting. She tried to brush it off, hoping it was just nerves or fatigue from the show's hectic schedule, but the pain only intensified as the hours passed. Realizing the seriousness of her condition, producers acted fast, rushing Beverly to the emergency room in the middle of the night. There, doctors quickly diagnosed her with a dangerously inflamed appendix that could rupture at any moment. Surgery was not just necessary, it was urgent. The medical team prepared for an emergency operation, knowing that any delay could have life-threatening consequences. Beverly was wheeled into the operating room, her future uncertain. Meanwhile, Beverly's father, desperate to help, wanted her flown home to New York for treatment. But doctors warned that flying in her condition could be fatal, and she had no choice but to remain in California. With her family far away, Beverly had to place her trust in a team of strangers, relying on their expertise and compassion as she faced one of the scariest moments of her life. The whirlwind romance and excitement of the show faded into the background, replaced by the stark reality of a medical crisis. The hospital became her world, and every moment was filled with uncertainty. Far from home, isolated from her loved ones and the cameras, Beverly faced emergency surgery alone, her dreams of finding love on hold as she fought for her health. In an instant, her bachelor journey was put on pause. The search for romance was replaced by a fight for recovery, and Beverly's only priority became healing and regaining her strength. The surgery was a success, but recovery was grueling. Beverly's mother flew in to support her, but returning to the show was impossible. Doctors forbade travel. The cast was headed to Spain, but Beverly was grounded. Producers prioritized her health, arranging for her to recover at home in New York. Her journey with Grant ended not by choice, but by circumstance. Back home, Beverly faced the emotional fallout. Her promising connection with Grant cut short in an instant. She went from frontrunner to patient, her bachelor story over before it truly began. The question lingered: what might have been? Beverly's physical scars eventually faded, but the emotional ones lingered far longer, quietly shaping her days and nights. Even as her body healed, she found herself replaying moments in her mind, wondering if things could have been different. The pain wasn't just about what happened, but about what never got the chance to happen. She never got to say goodbye to Grant or explain her sudden exit. The words she'd rehearsed over and over remained unspoken, trapped inside her. Sometimes she'd draft messages she'd never send, or sit in silence, hoping for closure that never came. America never saw her full personality. Her goofy, vulnerable side remained hidden. The cameras captured only fragments, missing the laughter she shared with friends, the quirky jokes, and the moments of self-doubt she wanted to be brave enough to reveal. She'd planned to open up about her struggles with anxiety on her one-on-one date, hoping to connect with Grant, and viewers alike. She wanted to show that behind every smile was a real person, with fears and dreams, just like everyone watching at home. Instead, her story felt unfinished, her portrayal incomplete. The chapter she'd hoped to write, about resilience, about second chances, remained unwritten, leaving her with a sense of longing for what might have been. Watching the season from home was bittersweet. She saw the future she'd imagined play out without her. Each episode was a reminder of the connection she'd started to build, and the possibilities that slipped away. Gratitude for the experience mixed with regret for what was lost. She cherished the friendships and growth, but sometimes, late at night, she wondered how things might have unfolded if she'd stayed. Beverly's journey ended abruptly, but her hope for love endured. She carried forward the lessons she learned, believing that even in unfinished stories there's always a chance for new beginnings. Despite everything, Beverly's spirit remains unbroken. On the podcast, she declared she'd return to Bachelor Nation in a heartbeat, maybe even on Bachelor in Paradise. Her journey was cut short by fate, not heartbreak, leaving her story unfinished. Fans rallied behind her, eager to see her get a real shot at love. Today, Beverly is healthy, optimistic, and ready for a new chapter. Her dramatic exit became a Bachelor legend, a reminder that real life can upend even the best laid plans, and Bachelor Nation is still rooting for Beverly Ortega to find her happily ever after.